Imagine if you could draft a quarterback with the second most yards and the most total touchdowns in college football history. Imagine if you could draft a quarterback who has more experience than any QB in the history of college football. But there's just one problem. He's short. Dillon Gabriel is being overlooked and cast aside for his size, instead of focusing on what Dillon can't change. This video will focus on his transferable NFL traits. A quick processor who plays with timing, touch, pop, and power, quickness and toughness to beat the pass rush, and clever creativity to create game-changing plays. This is why Dillon Gabriel is the smallest steal of the 2025 NFL Draft. This is Dillon Gabriel. First, we're going to showcase his touch, his accuracy, his precision. He is one of, if not the most precise passer in this draft. It's part of why I love him. And his arm is extremely underrated. He can make all the throws. Let's begin with arguably the most difficult place to throw the football, the red zone. And watch this touch on this ball, the location of the ball, perfect coverage, back shoulder, where only his receiver can catch it. Against Ohio State, the national champs, who, by the way, Dillon Gabriel did defeat once this past season. He puts an A-plus football, as Tom Brady would describe it, on the chest of his wide receiver for a touchdown. Probably interference by Ohio State here. His receiver doesn't even catch it with his hands. It goes straight through his hands and sticks to his chest. That is an A-plus throw. Here, Dillon Gabriel showcases his touch awareness. And what I mean by that is, there's a safety flying to the football. He's going to crush this wide receiver. But look at where he puts it, low and away. And that allows his receiver to protect himself and catch the football. It's a beautiful thing. A lot of people overlook. Here, it's down the seam to the opposite side. Kind of a similar throw, right? Low and away from the safety, but where the corner can't play it at all, and it's a touchdown. You can make an argument that he should have thrown this ball with more arc over the top, but I actually love where he places the ball here because it's the most catchable place. You throw it over the top, the ball can get lost for the receiver. This is a much easier catch. It's right in his hands. Here is an example of the quick game, a bubble screen, where Gabriel just showcases that quick pop of the ball and the yak placement. The ball is in a perfect spot for the receiver to make yards after the catch, kind of like Tua does for Miami here. Right? Front shoulder guides him to the yardage, guides him. Very small thing, very small detail. Oregon ran a ton of screens, and Gabriel can do this at a high level for sure. Here again, just showcasing the quick passing game, and watch the accuracy, the placement of the ball, and then also the pop on the ball. Like, that's a very smooth, almost handoff-like throw. That's just a quick speed out. Here, this one really reminds me of the Miami Dolphins or Tua, where he freezes the defensive end against Penn State. Again, another elite team and defense that he played against. Literally has the best player on defense in the draft. He holds this defender, who might even be Abdul Carter, actually. He jumps in the sky, pump fakes him, then throws off platform perfectly down the seam. That's just a really sneaky play that a lot of NFL teams in these RPOs, they're running a lot of that stuff in the modern game. And that's something that I think Gabriel can do really, really well. Next up here, it showcases more of his arm talent, the ability to, off of play action, throw across the field on a crosser. Beautiful accuracy, perfect placement, like gets his feet, footwork's good, doesn't have any pressure, got a lot of time, perfectly in front of his receiver, perfect pass. Here, I think this showcases his arm talent a ton. So right here, it's a on-the-move throw where you're going to see his arm strength, because I don't think he gets enough credit for his arm strength. And arm strength, guys, is not indicated by the ability to throw the ball deep. It's the power that is put on the football. And watch how he throws off platform to his left, right? In his case, his strong side, because he is left-handed. And then he puts great touch on it as well. That's not an easy throw to make. We can just guide back here, because this is a good throw and a good example of the range of his accuracy and the range of his arm strength and what he can do in between two defenders. Similar thing here. He's on the move to his left. He's actually pressured from behind, uncorks, and throws a beautiful pass in front of his receiver, right in front of the defensive back. Once again, just showcasing that again. That guy was actually held too. And then it does end up being a completion. Here, just middle of the field, intermediate power throw. That's something that I don't think a lot of people understand about his game is the pop that comes off the football. It's a fire football when he throws it in there to the second level, which is the area you need to be most accurate and precise in the NFL. So he puts it over a linebacker, underneath the safety, with the power to get it there for yards after catch as well. Here it's his deep ball, which I don't think his deep ball is actually that great. I think it's probably the weakness of his game overall. And if you do have a weakness at the NFL level, I would say if you're really accurate, precise between 1 to 25 yards, that's good enough to be a very good quarterback. Like, the deep ball is such a small part of the NFL game right now. But when you can occasionally hit some really nice ones like Gabriel does, I think it gives you that extra just little bit of juice. So here, great throw, Again, and it seemed like against Ohio State, they didn't respect his ability to throw the ball deep, and he ended up burning them a couple times. Same thing here. Burnt them for a touchdown, actually. I just don't know how he makes this pass. I just included this because I have no idea. This is a screen, running back screen to the right, as you guys can see. And I just don't know. This is a good indication. I don't know if he was blind here, or if this is just incredible touch and awareness, but I don't know how he gets the ball over that guy, and then they get the completion, and it ends up going for a first down and more. Like, this is just a crazy play. Like, I don't know how he ends up making this pass. Like, how does that even happen? I don't even know. But that's just the ability as a shorter quarterback to actually put the ball in a place that gets over those two giant defenders into his running back for a big play. Like, that's a really underrated skill. Like, everybody says his flaw is that he's short, but he actually understands how to throw the ball as a short quarterback. That's a throw that he shouldn't be able to make being so short. Next up, guys, we've got escapability. Dillon Gabriel is never caught from behind. Dillon Gabriel is rarely sacked. He understands when to get rid of the football, and he is extremely quick and elusive. He is going to be good at the NFL level at escaping sacks because he is small, he is shifty, he has wiggle. Like, this is an extremely overlooked aspect of his game that if he didn't have, I'd say that would not be good. But I would argue that I broke down Bryce Young a couple seasons ago. Like, he has better quickness, elusiveness than Bryce Young did. And Bryce Young went first in the draft. And then you've got Tua, who can barely run, and he's not much bigger than Dillon Gabriel. Watch how he just escapes. This is elite competition. He's playing Ohio State. It's 3rd and 8. It's a drop back pass situation. Like, he's got a free blitzer coming at him. He just runs by him, and then he runs up the pocket. There's 4 guys flying by him. He steps up. He avoids another guy with a juke, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage. So he doesn't make anything of it on this play in particular. We'll see plays where he ends up doing something with it. But just watch this full speed. Makes that guy miss. Jukes that guy. Steps up. Jukes this guy. Then gets back to the line and avoids a sack. He avoids a sack. Like, we'll see Jalen Hurts does that a lot, right? The Super Bowl champ quarterback right now. Same thing here against Michigan. Again, no slouch of a team. They have great athletes on Michigan. They have a top 5 pick on their defensive line. They have actually 2 first-rounders. Here, easily escapes, throws, and, it's a pretty tight window throw. So he's not able to make it. Probably just threw it away, actually, if we were to look back at it. I think he just throws this ball away. But again, free rusher, avoids him calmly, throws the ball away. Yeah, he definitely threw the ball away there. This is a good one. 2nd and 7, again, just avoids free rusher easily, then gets a completion. Like smooth, calm, easy, effortless, like very, very quick. I mean, you guys see how quickly he moves? And this one is good because watch the defensive end. It's one of my favorites. Watch Stewart as he misses this sack. Bro, look at him. Look at him. You can't catch Dillon Gabriel, man. He's too quick. So here, it's a blitz. Gabriel stands in. He escapes to his left. And Michigan put a ton of pressure on him in this game. And he just gets it out. He just throws it away. So he has a good understanding situationally when to get rid of the ball. And he has enough elusiveness and enough quickness to be able to actually make those plays, okay? Here, steps up, gets through the clutter. One of his guys falls down. He's being, rushed. He actually almost makes a crazy throw there. Watch this from this view. This is even better, right? That's Mason Graham, I believe, misses the sack. Then he, just throws the ball away. It was probably going to be a pretty tight throw. I'm not sure if he was trying to get it to that receiver or not. Here we actually have some of his Oklahoma tape against Texas. And I looked back at this game in particular to kind of see the similarities between his game at Oregon and Oklahoma, and then also to see the competition of Texas last year, because Texas was very talented. So looking at this year, same sort of thing. Like you'll see it in his final season at Oregon, you'll see it at Oklahoma, like this escapability, right? Escapes that sack. Actually, the guy gets a hand on him there. He escapes and he outruns this defensive lineman, doesn't trip him up, right? He's got smooth, quick feet, and then he actually powers his way after. It gets really blurry there, though. Here, we've got another play, like very similar. Guys, I'm going to go back and show you the Texas play. It's almost exactly the same. And here he runs, actually, for a first down. So watch the Texas play. Watch the Texas play. And then watch the Penn State play. It's almost identical. Escapes it, runs, and gets some yardage out of it. And tries to overpower everybody at 5'11", 200 pounds. Here, same play. Escapes pressure, moves up in the pocket, looks down the field, head's still up, and then he runs. Right? And I love how he keeps his head up. We're going to see how he's so good with his vision at finding guys down the field. Here, calm, composed, extends, finds his receiver. That's actually to his wrong side of the field. That's to his right. That's not even to his left, right? Here, steps up in the pocket, throws the ball for a big play. Like, this guy is slick, man. This guy is slick. Let's watch these two plays again. Understands where his protection is at, keeps his eyes down the field, entices the coverage to come up, throws the ball for a touchdown or borderline, almost. Then here, pocket, getting a little uncomfortable, steps up, throws the ball. I don't even know if his feet are on the ground anymore. And a perfect pass for a huge play down the field. Like, so he can do it a variety of ways, escaping to his right, escaping to his left, as we've seen, escaping up into the pocket, right? He has very good pocket movement and the ability to move in the pocket to find throws and keep his eyes up. That's another thing that you'll find with his game. Here's the same thing, right? Pocket collapsing, small quarterback. How's he going to make a play? He just steps up because he's small and quick and can't get a sack on him. Steps up, understands where the line of scrimmage is, finds his receiver down the field for another big play. Very similar to what we just saw. Like, so you're seeing this on two different teams against two different opponents, both elite caliber opponents that have NFL players, and still people are questioning that he'll be able to do this at the NFL level. Then we have just the awareness. The awareness, going through his reads, finding a guy. I want to look at that one a little bit again. So here, he's looking to his right, trying to find a receiver open. He doesn't like what he's looking at. And it's just the eyes and the understanding of his offense. So this is where he is very, very savvy. And I really like him because not only does he have the movement skills to find his receivers, but also mentally sharp to find it in his offense. So then he moves his eyes back to the left, and then he steps up just subtly to find that throw and that passing lane. He puts it right on his guy and he drops it, but that is what it is. Here we're just going to see his toughness. I have a couple plays where showcasing, because as a smaller quarterback, I'm always wondering if you're going to be able to take contact and if that affects your game. And there's just a couple plays here where it shows him getting hit or trying to escape a hit, which he does there. Like, again, off-balance throw, finds a completion. Here, gets nailed as he's trying to throw the ball. Again, see that placement of the football? Like, you'll see this placement of the football. Here, he's getting pressure. Guy got absolutely wasted. I think that's Mason Graham again. And he's throwing this really with his feet awkward and sideways, and it's not even really, like, proper footwork. Again, good ball. Receiver gets smoked, but he gets the ball out in time. Now, he actually looked, as you guys saw his head movement. Watch his head. Watch his head. He was looking left, then he looked back over the middle and found his receiver. So that, again, it showcases his head movement, his vision, and then also his toughness to take that hit. Here is just the composure. Like, botch snap, a little bit too high. He is short, right? Finds the ball, and then calmly gets rid of the ball. Nice completion right there on that one. This is just, he gets nailed. If you guys watch the back end of the play here, he stands in there, finds his receiver, and gets destroyed. You guys see him? And it's a perfect pass, and that ends up going for a big play. Here, again, escapability, steps up, runs, and gets destroyed. And then he gets back up, actually. He gets back up right away. So this is what I love about it. He's tough, man. He's elusive, he's quick, he's tough. Like, bro, what are we talking about here? Like, that's quicker, faster, twitchier than Tua. Like, his arm is just as good. He's accurate. Like, what are we talking? Why is this guy going in round 4 or 5? And Tua was a top 10 pick, and Bryce Young was the first pick in the draft. I think Gabriel is faster than Bryce Young. And I think Gabriel is bigger than Bryce Young. And this guy did it in 3 different programs. Now we're going to look at his rushing ability, because he does have some rushing ability. Now, I don't think you'll be able to do it all the time at the NFL level because he is so small, but it just showcases his athleticism, like his speed, his vision, his elusiveness, all of it, what I've been saying here. So here, again, against Texas, right, just takes it up the middle, vision to run it. And I love the confidence and the cockiness there as well in the end zone, just like the celebration and the players embracing him. Just shows the leader he is, and then also the energy he has. Here, 3rd and 1, big game, 45-37. He's not winning these games 20-17, guys. 1:45 left in the game. Coach trusts him to run the ball right up the middle because he's quick, right? He's small. He can find the space and get the first down. He understands to slide, right? Doesn't take the big hit. So just the quickness, like that little slipperiness, it's hard to defend when you're a little bit smaller because you're behind that big offensive line. Here, he keeps it against Ohio State. Now, understand, he's down by 6. This is Ohio State. He keeps the ball, and he outruns everybody. He escapes this guy. He escapes that guy, and he gets a touchdown. Like, pretty good blocking. Don't get me wrong. And then he celebrates in the end zone. And again, the energy, the vibration of this kid, right? That's just like Ohio State. If you can do that against Ohio State, you can probably do that in the NFL, which is what I'm going to keep coming back to. Against Texas, feels the pressure, sees the lane, is going to take off and run. And then he cuts back like he's Barry Sanders. He takes it up the middle, and he's outrunning Texas's defense. He's outrunning Texas's defense. Now, he doesn't quite get to the end zone, but he picks up a huge play there. Huge play. And they end up beating Texas, by the way, in that game. I remember. They end up beating Texas. Like, guys, he's outrunning Texas's defense. Is he not, he's athletic? It's not like he's small, he's short, and he can't move. Like, this kid can move. So what's the problem here? What are we missing? Here, he keeps it. This is Illinois, not quite the same competition, but they've had a good defense over the last few years. I just love how he avoids a tackle. He's strong. He doesn't care. He's fearless. Then he breaks that guy. He tries to run him over. That's why I put that clip in there. Look at him. He's so excited. I don't know, man. He's fearless too. And then he keeps the ball here. Just easy touchdown. Hurdles into the end zone. Again, the swagger in the end zone and the celebration. And it just continues. Like, against good opponents. Like, he's running, taking off, and getting touchdowns. Like, this is not against some bum team. Although Michigan wasn't that good this year. But still, the explosion is underrated too. Like, this one was pretty clear. Like, this one was a pretty easy touchdown. But he can surprise you. That's the thing about that play call, right? Quarterback draw sort of deal, where you kind of surprise the defense with his quickness, and he all of a sudden he's down the field, 10 yards down the field, because he's got pretty good explosion first couple steps. Here, this is from the 46-yard line. He scores a touchdown on this play. I don't care if it's Oregon State. It just showcases his athleticism. He runs for a touchdown. He just outruns everybody. I don't know what he runs in a 40, but he's not slow. You can't run for a 46-yard touchdown as a quarterback in college and be slow, right? And it's not like this was just pure deception either. Now, he could have pitched it, but he made the right decision. Good blocking to initially get him the first 10 or so yards, and then he just takes off like nobody can catch him. That's pretty impressive to me. The final running play here, again, against Texas. He lit Texas up. Now, look, there's two linebackers pursuing him here. And he avoids the first one. And he almost avoids like three guys at the same time. Now, guys, we're going to get to his processing, his vision, and his playmaking ability to finish this off, which I think is really going to come full circle and put together all the traits that he showcases on a regular basis. His athleticism, his quickness, his vision, his eyes, his accuracy, putting all these things together. So here we've got to go slow. It's 4th and 2, game on the line, right? They are winning in this game, but it's a huge play. They're going for it. It's college football playoff. He looks left, doesn't see anybody, looks right? So he showcases that processing, going through his reads, staying and hanging in the pocket. He doesn't really even move. There's pressure coming, and he delivers a throw while getting hit on the money for a first down on 4th and 2 in the college football playoff. That's quarterbacking. 3rd and 6. Lots of time. And this just showcases his patience. Like, this is something I really like about him, and also Cam Ward, I think, shows really well. But just his patience. He knows he has a lot of time. It's a 3-man rush, okay? And he bounces around, he looks from right to left, 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 and then he finds the throw for actually a touchdown here because his receiver makes the difference. Like, that's just really good understanding of the rush, understanding of how much time I have, and then looking for the receiver that's open and putting an accurate ball on him. Here, this is just a nice throw on like an NFL concept. He just throws a deep dig route on 1st and 10 against Ohio State. Again, a good opponent, has good time, has a good pocket, and he pumps and delivers a beautiful ball, actually on his front shoulder to lead him for more yards. That's even more impressive than just putting the ball on him coming across the field. He actually leads him up the field, understanding the space that he has to make that throw. Now, maybe in the NFL, you wouldn't have quite that amount of space, but trust me, I've seen Miami and the Niners, Purdy and Tua there, have a lot of space to make these throws. Yeah, that's perfect. And he gets hit. So that's like everything you're looking for at the NFL level. Here, I just like how he goes through his reads, works from right to left, and then he just calmly finds a touchdown. I just thought this was a really fun play. So he looks to the right first. He sees it's press man, looks like, and his guy's not separating number 12. So he works his way, and he actually does this like Bryce Young did this a lot in the pocket. Russell Wilson does this a lot, where he kind of ducks as the smaller quarterback. And I don't know how he sees the receiver in the back of the end zone, but he does, and he just perfectly places it over the linebacker for the touchdown. We can go back to that just to understand what he went through here. So he went through right, looking for his guy, not open, back to the left. Okay, I got to make a little subtle movement in the pocket, and then I'm going to float this ball over the top for a touchdown. Beautiful play. Here, this one's much easier for him, but you can see his processing. So he looks to the right, one-on-one with his receiver. It's not there. He actually sees 33, the linebacker or defensive end, drop into zone. So it's basically double coverage. So then he moves his eyes back to the middle of the field, goes to his second read, throws it perfectly for a touchdown. Again, processing, understanding, okay, it's double coverage now. And that probably fooled him. I mean, Penn State is a very good defense. It's a big game. It's a playoff game, right? They probably had this as like a game plan trick, understanding what Oregon liked to do in the red zone, right? So this guy drops off. I don't think that's typically their defense. I could be wrong, right? But then he has to move his eyes to the other side of the field and stay composed and find the guy. And that's mature quarterbacking right there. And this is, just showcasing he's done this on multiple teams, multiple offenses, right? So looks left, comes back to the right, throws a beautiful ball on an out-breaking route for a first down. Again, so you'll see his eyes. So left, steps up, really good pocket movement, looks to the right, throws an accurate ball for a first down. Here, this is just one of those got lots of time plays, and I just love how he just stays calm, bounces on his feet, kind of like Aaron Rodgers. He's waiting for this receiver over on the left here to find an opening. And then he actually ends up looking back to the right to see if anybody's open, using his eyes, maybe to shift the coverage, and then he throws a dart, and that shows his arm strength too. It's not the most accurate ball, but he throws it well for a big play. Here, escapability. This is one of the best throws I saw him make. Escapability against Penn State, being chased right at the line of scrimmage, lofts the ball for a big play, and it actually ends up being a touchdown. Again, that is him. That's not the offense. That's Dillon Gabriel making a play, right? That's outside of structure. That's what we like to see from our quarterbacks nowadays, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like he has this ability to play outside of structure as well and then create a play because he has enough arm. He's really accurate. He's got great vision. It actually does remind me a lot of Bryce Young. But the difference is that Bryce Young went first overall. And this kid is going in the day 3. And I understand he's a little bit older, but I don't know. I mean, you don't throw this many touchdowns and this many yards in this NCAA at this point with this competition that you're facing and do this consistently on 3 different teams and you're not a good quarterback. 3rd and 9, again, steps up, finds a throw. Like, keeps his eyes downfield. 3rd and 9 situation. He's up by 8. Steps up. That's not the offense. That's Dillon Gabriel. That's not the offense. That's Dillon Gabriel, right? This is probably the best throw I saw, maybe like of any quarterback in this entire draft. This is ridiculous. He pumps here. He looks to the left. Now he rolls to the right. He's on his wrong side. This is like Drake May from last year. He throws kind of off balance, rolling to his wrong side. Perfect ball in the end zone, about 25 yards away. Pumps to the left, looks to the left, buys extra time, throws the ball. That looked like Brett Favre. I'm not even lying. And this is the final play. This is also, again, creativity, vision, and playmaking. Perfect touch. Despite his height, Dillon Gabriel is a baller with the skills to be a starting NFL quarterback. And let's be honest, shorter quarterbacks are doing just fine. He's taller than Kyler and Bryce Young. Both were first overall picks. Baker, Purdy, Russell Wilson, Drew Brees have been extremely successful, maybe Dillon Gabriel is the next short quarterback to prove people wrong. I think he's the smallest steal in the NFL draft.